My name is Tim Scates, and we farm in southern Illinois in the general area of Shawneetown and Carmi, which is White and Gallatin counties. I farm with my father, my brother, 4 uncles, and 5 cousins, so there's a total of 12 of us. There is 12 families that that live off this farm, and we farm around 15,000 acres. But if you divide that up between 12, it's not as great as it sounds. So I mean, we're our big farm, but when you divide it all up, it's just an average family farm. GPS has been great for that. You can look down the rows and see how straight they are, and it's just the fatigue with riding in the tractors every day. It's not like what it used to be when you didn't have a cab on the tractor and you're out in the dust all day. We have quite a few pivots on our farm. The good thing about this area is that the water level is only about, the wells are somewhere in the neighborhood of 80 feet. So the pumps are set usually about 50 feet deep. So it's we have a pretty ready supply around this area. At the beginning of the planting season, it was going fairly well. We were able to start fairly soon, and until about 3 weeks ago, we got quite a bit of rain in this area, and we've had to do a lot of replanting, probably about 1,500 acres. We've had to replant because of the rain, and then as a consequence of the rain, we also had the Wabash River was up, and so it flooded some of our crops that we already had planted. This year, basically, with the water flooding some of our property that we already had planted, we were having to replant that, and also with the just the rainfall that we had caused ponding and standing water in the fields. If we see a record crop this year, chances are probably pretty good that the price is also going to go down, just because there is so much more with soybeans. I think there's always going to be a demand for soybeans. That we might not always have the prices that we have right now, but with the food shortages around the world, soybean is always a good fit in with trying to feed some nations that aren't as fortunate as we are. Just anything that's happening in the field, I try to get a little picture of it. Like if he goes out to spray it for weeds or something like that, I'll try to get a picture of it. Or any weeds that might be growing in the field, we'll take a picture of that, just to kind of give the general public kind of an idea of kind of what's going on, in the day-to-day on the farm, on a soybean farm. It's important to let the public know what we're doing, because so they don't get the impression that we just plant the field in the spring and come back in the fall and harvest. There's other steps along the way that we have to make sure that there's no pests in the field, no weeds in the field, and that it's getting adequate rainfall. This field is a fairly open field. We've got a center pivot irrigation on it that doesn't reach all of it, but it's about 2,700 feet long. We've had real good luck with this property that we have down here. It's pretty rich soils, and we've always had pretty good yield out of it.